Welcome to Module 12 of Celebrating ADHD. In this module, we are going to focus on do a review of what we've done and what we've covered, and we're going to look at rewriting our ADHD story and about celebrating our life. So before we start, let's tune in. Let's take a deep breath in and breath out. Breathe in. Breathe out. On the next inhale, just scan the body from the head to the toes. And then just check in with the mind. Just note what's there. Put any worries or concerns aside. Setting our intention to celebrate this precious human life that we have, and to review all the modules of the course. Get present to the breakdowns and the breakthroughs, and get present to rewriting the story that we tell ourselves and what we tell others. Welcome to Module 12, the final module of Celebrating ADHD, where we're going to review what we've done to date, and we are going to rewrite the ADHD story that we tell ourselves. So let's start with our usual, what did you take on last week and what results did you get? So last topic was on decluttering and clearing the space and clearing the mind. So just take a moment to see what you took on, what you did. Okay, so what we said, we're going to, I'm going to ask you to review your intention. The intention that you set when you started this course, and we're going to look at what's been achieved, what's happened along the way. We're going to review each module and look at how far we've come. We're going to celebrate the breakdowns and the breakthroughs, and recognize that it's an ongoing journey that we're on. We're going to start reframing your ADHD story, and there's some options to how you can continue on the path. So every journey begins with the first step of articulating the intention and then becoming the intention. So that's why we started this course with setting your own intention. And through setting the intention, you're halfway there and sharing it with others to becoming it. So let's review. Let's start reviewing your intention. So let's start with why we want to review our intention. Well, it's to track our progress. We want to know if we set the destination to go somewhere, we want to know, did we get there? Did we get there on time? What road blocks did we have along the way? And did we enjoy the journey? So it's good to just reflect, take this time to reflect on what we've done, and are we going in the right direction still? Because things change all the time. Our goals, our priorities change. So you can ask yourself this: are you going in the right direction? Are you engaged with your goals? And remember, if we don't learn to fail, we fail to learn. So this success failure analysis you could apply to it. What went well during the course? What didn't go according to plan? And what did you learn? This is an opportunity to improve your strategy and action plan. And just remember, we are all work in progress. Life is a continuous learning process. So we can review our progress through 3 elements: attitude, technique, and performance. And within the members area, the templates, there is a review sheet for each module, so you can actually do this and measure it yourself. But take a moment now and just review your progress and whether you've reached your intention overall. Just be honest and be kind to yourself. If you'd like to share, then you can email, get in touch. Or you can share in the community on the group forums. So let's review the modules and how far we've come. So module 1, we looked at organisation and planning. We looked at planning your day, your week, your months ahead, and to-do lists. We looked at prioritisation on what's important. We got present to the time myopia and why we have to change our relationship with time. We got organised with documents and life in general. The question to ask is, has your relationship with time changed? And review it on attitude, technique, and performance. Are you using the daily planner? Are you planning your week? Are you staying on top of what is important? Just take some time to reflect on that. The second module we looked at was reducing distractions. So we got present to what your distractions are through the distractibility test. We used mindfulness and meditation to set your intention for the day. We looked at how to reduce those thought loops and the time spent on negative emotions. We got present to the consequences of those distractions. And the question is have you reduced the number of distractions during your day-to-day life? Review it on attitude, technique, and performance. Take a moment to reflect. Module 3, adaptive thinking. We got present to what adaptive thinking is. We understand the mind a bit better and how to adapt our thinking. Got present to these consequences of thought loops. Question is, have you been able to apply adaptive thinking? Review yourself on attitude, technique, and performance. Take time to reflect. Module 4, overcoming powerful emotions. Got present to what emotions actually are. We use mindfulness and meditation to calm ourselves down. We got present to the disadvantages of anger. And we understood impermanence and feelings that come and go. Question is, are you able to overcome powerful emotions? Review on attitude, technique, and performance. Take the time to reflect. Module 5, ADHD and relationships. We got present to the ADHD effect on relationships. We looked at how important it is to understand how the other person feels and developing empathy. We got present to what we do and how it affects others and ourselves. We applied the love and kindness meditation and forgiveness to all relationships. The question is, have you looked at all your relationships, including the one with yourself, and have you applied the 6-step process to rebuild it? Review yourself on attitude, technique, and performance. Take the time to reflect. Module 6, connecting with the inner child. Getting present to your inner child, we understand what the inner child is. We looked at past wounds and how to heal them. We looked at how to restore integrity with your inner child and becoming a nurturing parent to give your inner child what it needs. Question is have you connected with your inner child? Review yourself on attitude, technique, and performance. Take the time to reflect. Module 7, overcoming procrastination. We got present to what procrastination is and the types of procrastination that we can fall into. We know that it steals our time. We understood how to overcome it. That the question is are you using the techniques to overcome procrastination? Have you successfully overcome procrastination? Review yourself on attitude, technique, and performance. Take the time to reflect. Module 8, developing problem-solving skills. We got present to problem-solving skills, that you exist. We understand that it takes time to problem solve. We develop the skill of problem solving. Review yourself. The question is how have your problem solving skills improved? Review yourself on attitude, technique, and performance. Take the time to reflect. Module 9, encouraging creativity. Got present to your ADHD gift of creativity, and we looked at understanding flow and how to encourage it. We discovered what is holding your creativity back, and we looked at how to reconnect with your creativity. So the question is, have you reconnected with your creativity? Review yourself on attitude, technique, and performance. Take the time to reflect. Module 10, nutrition and ADHD. We got present to how nutrition can help reduce the symptoms. We understood what elements of the diet can enhance your mind and your body. Got present to sugar and how it affects your brain. We reviewed the supplements that can help. The question is, have you changed your diet? Review yourself on attitude, technique, and performance. Take the time to reflect. Module 11, decluttering. We got present to the benefits of decluttering, the environment and the mind. You understand how to plan and start decluttering. We looked at meditation to declutter the mind. The question is have you reduced the amount of clutter in your life? Review on your attitude, technique, and performance. Take the time to reflect. So celebrating the breakdowns and the breakthroughs. Now we must celebrate the breakdowns because without the breakdowns, we don't have the breakthroughs. So this is the key thing, is it's all part of the journey. So let's look at some of the what breakthroughs are, the important discoveries that help improve your situations. That's what the breakthroughs are. When you really start to see that core belief that has been holding you back or that behavior that you wanted to change, that's the breakthrough. And it's kind of like seeing a glimpse of light in the cloud. If you imagine a cloud full of black grey sky, and then you've got a little bit of glimpse of sun that peeks through, and that is actually called Satorus in Greek. You're seeing that glimpse in the cloud, knowing the possibility is there. The other thing to note is to apply the self-compassion throughout the whole process because we're all work in progress. And remembering that we're good enough just the way we are. right here, right now. But the fact that we want to improve and reduce our suffering is how we can improve or the quality of our life. So take time to reflect on the major breakdowns and the breakthroughs. So now let's look at reframing your ADHD story. So this is evolving over time. Hopefully you know a lot more now than what you did when you started. So it's an opportunity to reframe the story, your story, because there's an event and then there's what we make it to mean. And it's what the make it to mean is the story that we hold on to. So let's have a look at reframing the story. So a reframe is not about telling yourself that your fear is wrong. Reframes are about finding another way to look at the possibilities of your life. It's Rebecca Sampson, Stronger Now, How to Thrive in Any Circumstance and Become Unstoppable. So when we're telling the story, there's three elements to telling the story. So we have the tension, we build up the tension, we have the engagement, and then we have the purpose, the intention of why we're telling the story. So here's some tips. Keep it short and to the point. So engage the other person through asking questions. Have you ever been in a situation when you've missed so many appointments and you felt so embarrassed? Yeah. Remember the purpose of the story. Why are you telling them this? And make the language relevant to them. Use simple language. You can use humor, but when it's appropriate. And then ask for feedback to improve for next time. So why are we looking at this? Well, it's about the language. The language we use is extremely powerful. It is the frame through which we perceive and describe ourselves and our picture of the world. So we're not just talking about the language we use to speak, to communicate, we're also talking about the language we use within the inner voice with ourselves. It's extremely powerful. That's why positive affirmations are about using positive language to change mindsets. So take a moment to write down your story. Imagine someone's just asked you, what does it mean to have ADHD? And when you're writing the story, think about those elements, the storytelling elements. So think about purpose. Think about the language that you're going to use. Think about engaging the other person, making it relevant to them, leaving them touched, moved, and inspired. And if you're comfortable, you can share it with the group. You can email and write in what your story is, what it was and what it is now. So once you've got your story written down, what I'd like you to do is read it over and over again, and then rewrite it over and over again till you get fed up with it. And get present to the benefits and the superpowers of ADHD and what you can offer to the world. Sharing your story, perhaps how life could be different without ADHD. Would you have so much creativity? Would you be able to come up with different ideas? Then share some gratitude for the diagnosis that you have. And think about the key things that perhaps you want to work on and change. Develop that self-positive talk. Mention about the famous people that have ADHD. We're up there with the best of them. Bill Gates, Michael Jordan, Richard Branson, Steven Spielberg. And perhaps put in what you're doing and how you've approached the learning and what you've learned about mindfulness. So you can put some of these famous people into your story. You can also get present to the fact that we have an opportunity to learn mindfulness, and we're able to be present in the here and now. We're able to use mindfulness to reduce the symptoms of ADHD. So now it's about celebrating. Celebrating. It's about celebrating this precious human life. I really want you to get present to this, because at the time where we've just had a huge world pandemic of COVID-19 happening across the world, we can see human life being taken day by day. We each have a precious human life. Time to celebrate what we have. So how can we do it? Well, we can practice love and kindness every day, to be kind to ourselves. We can get present to the benefits of the mind and the body. We can bring superpowers to mind. We can celebrate the creativity, start doing things, going out there and enjoying what we do. We can bring gratitude to mind for all the good things we have in our life. We can write down a list of good qualities in the people around you. Start seeing the positives in the people around you, in your life. We can start to review all the compliments you've been given and just write them all down. Make them visual, put them up there. Remember them, think about them. You're good as you are, right here, right now. You can reward yourself for the actions that you've contributed to your own well-being by being committed to this course. You can get present to the needs that you have been fulfilled. You can get present to the pleasurable things in life. Other ways, you can look at, continue the mindfulness of thoughts and being mindful of joy. You can look at laughter yoga for joy and just do laughter yoga. You can write a gratitude journal. You can get involved with the gratitude projects, which is a separate project that's been launched on New Year's Day. It's www.thegratitudeprojects.org.uk. Start spreading the gratitude around collectively. Mindful eating. You can bring more joy into your food. Mindful walking. Bring joy in every step. Mindful relationships. And you can celebrate science and technology. You can celebrate the breath of life. There's so much to celebrate when we start thinking about it. And you could start practicing this prayer every morning, as the Dalai Lama does. Every day, think, as you wake up, today I'm fortunate to be alive. I have a precious human life. I am not going to waste it. I'm going to use all my energies to develop myself, to expand my heart out to others, to achieve enlightenment for the benefit of all sentient beings. So take a moment and think about one thing that you can celebrate right now. And just put a smile on your face. Put your hands up into the celebrate posture and enjoy that feeling of victory. Yes, you've done it. Invitation to do the work. So what I'm asking for you to do now is to review all the modules, write down the breakthroughs that you've had. Just review them on the catch-up modules in the members area. Celebrate each other and reward yourself for completing the course. Research into the advantages of mindfulness as an essential tool on your continued journey. Doesn't end here. It's a continual process. So why not sign up for the mindfulness training with Satori to focus the mind? Perhaps you can consider future coaching once a month to just keep you on track and keep focusing. Maybe take each module and expand the length of it. So you could take one module a month and focus on that each month. Just to summarize, be mindful, be grateful, be positive, be true, and be kind to yourself and those around you. If you have any questions about the content or about coaching, then please get in touch. And there are a few tests that you can do at the end, just to measure the success of it. Is the well-being test. That you can test your well-being, and what we did on the course is we tested the well-being at the start, and then we'll test the well-being at the end. The same with the mindfulness test, beginning and end. And here's a list of useful videos: telling a good story, the magic of storytelling, and some books. You can rewrite your own story, some of the apps, and some research on mindfulness and ADHD, how these interventions have helped. And we're also doing studies ourselves to measure this success. And if you want to be a part of that, then please get in touch. And just to summarize the whole of this course, is it's up to us. It is up to us to introduce behavioral change now, because we are what we think. All that we are arises with our thoughts. With our thoughts, we make the world.